For the modern executive and aspiring leader, content overload isn't just a nuisance. It's a primary source of cognitive friction. You are bombarded with advice, must-read lists, and the paralyzing pressure of the 52-book myth. The constant reminder that high-performing leaders are supposedly consuming a book a week. If you aren't doing that, you feel like you're falling behind. You feel like you're losing. Today, we are stripping away the vanity of metrics of learning to replace them with something far more sustainable and effective: compound intelligence. And what does this mean? Simply, don't optimize for the volume of information you consume. Optimize for the compounding effect of your synthesis. True leadership-level learning in the modern evolving workplace is not merely about trying to read everything. It is rather about a new way of content consumption and applying the right 1% of knowledge that shifts the trajectory of your leadership journey and your business. I am presenting a contrarian and potentially controversial thesis today, one that challenges the conventional wisdom of professional development. And in the process, I will reveal to you the third secret in the series, 20 Secrets to Becoming a CEO, so you can do it in less than 20 years. Intentionality with Paul Kempff, for people who lead with intention and live with impact. So, why do I say controversial? 3 reasons. First, the 52-book fallacy. Of course, reading remains an essential skill for all successful leaders. But I do not believe you need to read 52 books a year. Second, the academic trap. We often collect degrees like stamps. At a certain point, academic qualification becomes a shield against the real-world vulnerability required to lead. Too much learning can actually numb your ability to act. And third, the specialist's ceiling. Technical, industry-specific learning has a shrinking shelf life. If you spend your career trying to be the smartest person in the room on technical execution, you will never bridge the gap to becoming the architect of the organization. Make no mistake, I am still a firm believer in the concept of continuous learning and sincerely hope that I will never, ever have to stop learning in my position as CEO. And neither should you, no matter the level of leadership you are on in your career. This episode isn't about giving you permission to stop growing and stop learning. In fact, it is the opposite. It's about shifting from the passive consumption of information to the active engineering of your wisdom. By the end of this episode, you will understand that for a CEO, the day you stop learning is the day your leadership and your organization starts to die. We are simply changing how you fuel that fire. Allow me to explain these apparent contradictions a little further. It is a view grounded in intentionality, the deliberate engineering of your own mind. Not all successful CEOs read books, but a very high percentage of them are voracious readers and credit reading as a key factor in their success. While specific universally audited statistics are hard to pinpoint, consistent data and anecdotes suggest that reading is a common habit among high-performing leaders. The 52 books a year claim, a widely cited, though sometimes debated statistic, is that the average CEO reads over 52 books a year. Some studies indicate that 85% of self-made millionaires read 2 or more books per month. And research by Tom Corley, author of Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, found that 88% of wealthy individuals read for at least 30 minutes every day. For decades, this was the gold standard. So who am I to disagree with this view? Well, I believe the way we learn, the way we consume valuable content in this modern world has changed significantly. Obviously, artificial intelligence plays an enormously important and increasing role in modern learning, making access to information and answers so much easier. so much quicker, potentially making the reading of actual books less important. Because there's such a multitude of other ways to consume content and learn things. The modern learning ecosystem gives us access to insights previously unlocked behind hundreds of pages of text. AI-powered summaries, high-density podcasts, executive coaching videos, and industry-specific newsletters are not shortcuts. They are high-efficiency transmission mechanisms for wisdom. If you are a CEO or aspiring CEO, your time is probably your most finite asset. Choosing the format that delivers the highest insight to time spent ratio is not laziness. It is a display of executive intentionality. You are probably watching this video on YouTube because you want to learn something from it. How is that any different, any less effective than reading a book on the topic? Now, please do not misunderstand me. I still read many books a year. Non-fiction books, biographies, self-help books, and career-related subjects as a valuable resource of information and insight on any topic that interests me. Fiction books as a valuable way of mental escape and relaxation, using books to unwind and gain perspective during high-stress times. But books are simply one form of content consumption I do. In fact, I would guess that I currently spend slightly more time watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts in a year than I do reading. One reason for this is convenience, because it is something I can do while exercising or driving. The important caveat here is that you ensure what you are listening to is skewed more towards learning than entertainment only. Let's next address the too academic pitfall. Who am I to criticize someone for having too many qualifications, too many degrees? I have a number of degrees from different universities in South Africa myself, but I fundamentally believe at some point you need to stop learning and start doing. What does it help you never stop studying, but never get the opportunity to apply what you learned in a way that can add value to the organization you work for and the people you work with? There is a dangerous gap between knowing a theory and applying it to solve a bottom line problem. Many aspiring leaders fall into the trap of constant study, collecting degrees and certifications as a form of procrastination. They study business instead of doing business. Knowledge is perishable. If you are learning, does not immediately create value. It risks becoming academic clutter. And finally, let's consider becoming too technical, becoming too much of a specialist in your industry or position. I believe the first 2 points I made about reading enough books and having enough qualifications can be applied to many leadership positions or leadership levels. However, this third point is very specific to becoming a CEO and the skills required to be a successful CEO. There's a fundamental truth in executive advancement that is often obscured until it is too late. And that is the specific skills that get you noticed are rarely the skills that get you to the top job. You likely climbed the ladder by being the go-to person in your niche. You were the best salesperson, the most precise financial analyst or CA, or the most reliable engineer. You were a specialist. But the leap to CEO requires you to intentionally dismantle that identity. As a specialist, your value lies in knowing more about a specific topic than anyone else. As a CEO, your value lies in connecting disparate dots, linking finance to culture, strategy to operations, sales to long-term scalability, and understanding the relationships and people and what makes them work. The learning list is endless, and the moment you believe you know everything or even enough is the moment your slide to failure starts. Any day as leader that goes by where you have not learned something new is a day closer to your demise as an effective leader. The rate of change in business is accelerating. The half-life of professional skills is shrinking. Adopting a learning machine philosophy means moving beyond passive information consumption and into active, structured knowledge acquisition. This involves cultivating the humility to admit what you do not know and the discipline to fill those gaps. Treat your own professional development as a strategic R&D budget for your career. Whether it is finance, emotional intelligence, or emerging technology, your ability to synthesize disparate pieces of information is what will differentiate you as a leader. This is how you build compound intelligence without the risk of burnout of the traditional learning treadmill. To bridge the gap between learning for the sake of learning and learning to lead, I am issuing a direct challenge to you in this episode. This is the Intentional Learning Audit, a diagnostic tool to assess whether your current intake is fueling your journey to the C-suite or simply distracting you from it. For the next 7 days, keep a simple log of the valuable content you consume. Follow these rules. Number 1, exclude entertainment. Do not count fiction, social media scrolling, or news consumed for pure entertainment. 2, track the format. Note whether you are reading, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, or engaging in mentorship or networking. And then number 3, the so what test. Beside every entry, write down one concrete application or strategic insight you can test in your role this week. Here's the benchmark for high-performance leadership. If you are not hitting at least 5 hours of intentional, high-value learning per week, you are not compounding your knowledge fast enough to beat the market. If your total falls short, do not feel guilty. Feel aware. Use this data to adjust your learning diet immediately. Replace passive listening with active engagement. Replace generic study with targeted problem solving. This is how you engineer an accelerated career path. This is how you reclaim your time and turn your curiosity into a competitive advantage. Well done. You are building a foundation of leadership that is intentional, engineered, and high impact. In 2 weeks, we return with the 4th secret in this series, where we will be discussing resilience, the CEO's ability to navigate chaos without fracturing. If you want to survive the highs and lows of the top job, you cannot afford to miss it. Thank you for investing your valuable time in this journey. You have now ticked off another 10 minutes of critical learning today. Stay hungry for learning, stay curious, stay focused, and keep being intentional. You've been listening to Intentionality, where we grow together. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a rating. And if this helped you today, share it with someone else on the same journey. Until next time, keep showing up with intention.